Good Sunday afternoon. It is March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, and I have a few things that I need to do with the garden today, so I'm going to take you along with me. The first thing I need to do is rotate all of my starts because they are growing towards the sun and I don't want them to lean too much. So we're going to go ahead and do that first. In the last garden vlog, none of my peppers were coming up yet, but I do have some, so I'm gonna show you. We've got some little pepper babies here. These are my shishito peppers. We've got one little cayenne coming up. Actually, I think we might have one right there too. And none of my bell peppers are coming up yet. I am gonna go ahead and give them a water. I've been doing this about every 3 days. The last thing I'm going to do up here before we go downstairs and I show you the sweet potatoes is pluck all of the extra little tomato plants. I always like to start at least 2 plants in each bay because sometimes they don't always come up. I had almost every single one come up this time. No, there were a few that didn't actually. I'm going to go through and pluck the smallest of each sprout out. Then we will be left with 1 strong sprout in each bay. So these 2 are my yellow cherry tomatoes. You want to go ahead and do this while they're still relatively small because you don't want the roots to get too large and get entangled in one another. So I maybe should have done this a few days ago, but we're doing it now. These, like I said, these are my yellow cherry tomatoes, and all you're going to do is grab it and pull it. That's it. There's one little guy left. I got his little leaf there. I'm just going to discard these over here. And like these guys are pretty close, but this one is a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this one. See his tiny little root system? I'm just gonna go ahead and go through and pluck all of these and then we'll head downstairs. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but Keith's on the back patio. He's building me some garden beds. And I know Mr. Tan's back there because he's singing to him. He's singing, Mr. Tan, the man. That task is done. We're down to 1 in every single little plant bay. Now let's pop downstairs and I'll show you how my sweet potatoes are doing. Some of them are already growing roots, which is what I want to show you because I think it's so cool. Nature just fascinates me. All right, so here's an orange sweet potato and he's got some root. We've got some roots down in here in my purple sweet potatoes. And my Japanese sweet potato is doing amazing. Look at those cute little root babies. He's getting ready to sprout all kinds of them. Like I said, I've just been keeping them here on my counter and they're doing great. My next task is to plant the rest of my starts. So we've got jalapeno peppers, we've got Amish paste tomatoes, we've got the black strawberry tomatoes that were so good last year. I'm so excited to have these again. This is a mango or vine peach melon. So excited about this. I feel like this is gonna be delicious. And then 3 more tomato varieties. The anise Nior, which looks like this. The Berkeley tie-dye pink. I just thought it was so pretty. And then the Berkeley tie-dye green, also just very pretty. I got some more cell trays in the mail the other day. And these ones are a little bit bigger, so we're gonna go ahead and plant these outside on the back patio with Keith while he's building my garden beds. Okay, in this little tray, I'm gonna do the melon. And in this tray, each one's gonna have 3. I'm gonna do the jalapeno peppers, the Berkeley tie-dyed greens, the anise noir, the Berkeley tie-dyed pinks, and the black strawberry. In this tray, I'm gonna do Amish paste tomatoes here, and then I'm gonna do 6 cells of broccoli. It is much colder out here than the last time I started seeds, but this man has built my first box for the patio, and I'm super excited because it's like fairly tall. So this is going to be used for like herbs and lettuces and maybe a few other things, like maybe I'll put a couple broccolis or something in it, but I like it because it's just right off the back patio, right out the kitchen. Works perfect. Look who's been helping. Mr. Tan. Who's the best help, me or Mr. Tan?
Mr. Tan.
Thanks for making me so many garden beds. You're supposed to say thanks for growing me delicious food.
Oh, thanks for growing me delicious food.
You're welcome. Okay, I've got these done. All I have is this tray, and that little tray. That's the melons. This is the broccoli and Amish paste tomatoes. This is an array of tomatoes and some jalapenos. And that's a Mr. Tan. And I can't wait to get this patio furniture out and get our patio set up. What are you contemplating?
I'm one short of the board.
You're one board short? I wanted to say one more thing. In the last garden vlog, I stated that I was going to do like a 2-tiered situation with one of the beds, and then the other bed was going to look like this. I changed my mind. They're both going to look like this now because I kind of wanted them to match. They're going to go on like one side of the patio and then the other side, kind of as like patio stops, I guess you could say. So I decided to do them the same. So this is what it'll kind of look like. It'll be obviously in the grass though, and we'll have one there and one there with like a walkway in the middle. But I mean, look at that. Look at that. What's going on?
Just tell my helper thanks.
I figured while I'm out here, I'll show you some of our ladies because they're just laying right in front of me looking so beautiful. Look at them. They came out here when it was sunny out earlier and they're laying in the sunshine, but there's no sunshine anymore. Hi, pretty ladies. All my beautiful mamas. Oh, so cute. I'm sorry about the wind noise. The cat dad finished my garden beds earlier. One's gonna go here, but in the grass, and then one over here. And I'm so excited, they look so good. They've obviously got to like dry out and stuff. They're probably just gonna dry out and look like those ones over there. Wow, look how pretty the sky is. Holy cow. There they are. I'm loving the height of them. Today is water refreshing day, so I'm gonna kind of show you what I do. As they start growing roots, they will get murkier, the water will get murkier, and you'll have to water them more often. So I'm doing it every like week right now, but eventually I will have to do it more often. Sometimes you may look at them and they may only have like just a smidge of water left because the root system will be sucking up the water. So you wanna make sure that there's always at least an inch of water in them, but then also, like, as you can tell, these ones are getting quite a bit of a root system, and so their water's getting pretty murky, whereas these guys are pretty clean because they don't have much of a root system yet. I recommend changing the water like every 5 to 7 days, just depending on where you're at in the process. When I say using cookie sheets is so handy, I mean it. It's like so handy. just bring it right over to where your filtered water is, which for me, it's my refrigerator. Literally all you need to do is pour the water out. I rinse my glass and then I refill it with filtered water. Ta-da, that's it. That's all you have to do. I wanted to show you something because some potatoes do need a little bit more care. These potatoes are sitting in a thing of water. It is very common for them to get like little mold spores on them. I don't know if you can see it, but all throughout the top here where it's just out of the water is kind of growing like a mold. This is not necessary. You do not have to do this, but I like to just kind of brush it off with a paper towel. By doing that, they won't mold as fast and then you won't lose the potato. So that's the benefit. Sometimes they do kind of start decaying too much and then you will lose the potato, which is why I always start at least 2 of each potato because you may lose one. Every year I lose one or they don't produce. So make sure that you're starting more than 1 of each potato. I'm gonna go ahead and finish all of these now. I wanted to show you some of the root systems these are getting. Look at that, beautiful. They're doing great. My peppers are coming up, so I'm going to go ahead and pluck out the second ones. I also have some eggplant coming up. And over here, I finally have some asparagus shoots. We've got one here, we've got a big one here, one there, one there. They're starting. These broccolis that I just planted 4 days ago are already coming up. It's watering day again, so I figured I would show you where we're at. I have just gone ahead and dumped all the water out of these and rinsed them out. And the potatoes are looking so good. I'm getting so many shoots. Now, shoots oftentimes grow out of the top, but you always get a few down here as well, and they will just like, you know, sprout upwards, obviously. I don't know why, but so far all of my little shoots have been happening at the base, and that's okay. It is what it is. Look, I'm getting one right here. This guy's popping some out on the side. This guy has quite a few in the bottom and then the side. So they just kind of show up wherever. I'm gonna fill these up with fresh water and place them back in their spot. We just came to our neighbor's sawmill to get some sawdust for our garden beds, refresh them for the spring. We've got these filled with soil. It's soil and manure and hay and grass and all the good stuff. And then we're gonna put some sawdust on top of it, and we're gonna let that settle for like a week or so and let it rain and do its thing. And then right before we plant, we're gonna add some topsoil and then some organic planting soil. That's the plan. Now we're in the main garden. We need to work this soil up a little bit, and then we're gonna add some more soil to it, and then also we're gonna add some sawdust to it. A sign of healthy soil. You want a lot of wormies. All the beds are topped off for the day. Looking good. And I'm gonna put the rest of that sawdust in my compost over here. This is our compost. Cover it up every once in a while with some sawdust. Mix it around. Create soil.